Hi, I'm Mary Jane Blunt and you're watching my channel. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be using some new products and I'm going to be just doing a quick makeup review. No. I'm just going to do a quick makeup style because today I'm going to be doing a video of this show that's going to come out soon called Drag Latina. I want to do the video all in drag and just talk about the contestants. So necessarily I didn't plan any makeup tutorial, but I figure since I'm going to be filming, might as well do a video doing my makeup. We make sure we moisturize our face. This product is so good and it's so hydrating. So I just added my foundation primer hydration. It looks so dirty. And now I'm going to just hydrate my face with this spray and the neck, and we just let it dry. One of the new products that I'm going to be using today is going to be this Dragon Beauty color corrector, and it's this orange one. I believe she came out with 3 colors. Some of them are to cover the beard and some of them are to cover pimples and other stuff like that. But I don't really have that much pimples, so I just got this orange one. And supposedly this dries out like a matte. It should dry up faster than the LA Girl one. The LA Girl one is a concealer, but it's not a matte finish. So you have to wait till it dries or you have to add powder. And I've never used this product, so I don't know how much to add really, but I'm going to be generous just because I have a lot of beard and I'm someone who has like a thick set of hair. So I'm just gonna add a lot just this time because I don't know how it works. I am going to use this brush to apply it and we'll see what our thoughts are on it and if we like it. So I'm not spreading it like dragging I'm kind of using this brush like a sponge. That's what I mean. The reason why I do that is because I want the orange to just like really sit into my beard. And I feel like when you drag things, like they move around and you leave patchy places. So I'm just tapping it just to have the product stay. And so far I am liking it. It is feeling like it's drying out pretty quickly. And I'm just gonna drag it a little bit because it is drying out really quickly. Like too quick actually. Because you should have time to spread your product around. So no, but it is working. So I guess it's not too quick. It's just it does dry fast, which that's the purpose and that's the reason why I got it. So it's working so far. It's doing exactly what I wanted. And it is leaving patchy stuff here, so I am gonna drag it. And I think it's leaving it patchy because it does dry fast. So maybe sometimes you have to work with the product. So I am gonna start dragging it because it is too dry already. But yeah, see, like when I drag it, it just removes some of it. So I feel like now I can just start patting it. I really did like this color corrector. It's drying really fast. I don't feel like I need to add a second layer, but I am going to add a second layer just because I am filming today. So this is how it looks. It looks really cute. It's like a simple packaging, perfect. And it's made out of like some kind of plastic or glass. I'm pretty sure it's plastic. And here is next to the LA Girl one. It's about the same product. I don't feel like I need to add another layer, but I am going to just because I am filming an important video for me today and I just want to look perfect. So I am gonna add just a second layer just to make sure it's so yeah, that's beautiful. This is such a good product. And we add some to this area just because like I said, I don't feel like I need to add another layer, but I'm going to just make sure that it's perfect. And this is just the area that I'm going to add more just because I really don't want my beard to show here. And I don't really feel like I need to add any more. Like the matte finish was perfect and it dried pretty quick. Like sometimes I have to wait like minutes for the LA Girl to dry or I have to add powder to it. In this one you don't have to add powder just because it's a matte finish. So it should dry fairly quickly. And we're just going to make sure that this spot's covered. So yeah, that's perfect. And like I said, you don't have to add powder this time because it's supposed to be a matte finish and it's supposed to dry out quickly, and it did work exactly how I wanted it to work. And the only reason why I added more is because I really did think that just in case I need it. And actually, because I have bags under my eyes, I'm going to try it there just to see if it helps out, which it should, because I am liking this product. So if you're someone who has bags underneath your eyes, or if you have like dark shadows underneath your eye, if you add this orange concealer underneath here or anywhere where you have a dark spot, and then you add the foundation, it should cover it. Yeah, it is a very dry finish. It didn't come off in my hands. It did dry fast, which is good. So, in love with the Dragon Beauty, and now we're going to add our foundation. I'm going to try this eye primer for my eye. It's an eyelid primer, and I'm just gonna add it before I add the foundation. And it's good to prime your eyes. It's good to put a base for your eyes because once you start painting them, it will help grasp the color and it'll make it vibrate a lot more. So having a base to prime your eyes is always good, and it protects your pores from your eyes too. Makes it look more clean and smooth. And just like how you prime the rest of your face, priming your eyes is always a good idea because you're adding chemicals or products that have chemicals. So it's just an extra layer of protection. It's kind of like putting a shield between your skin and the makeup. So I'm going to use these foundations because one of my subscribers told me that foundations do expire. I'm gonna use this until I finish just because I've had them for so long now. So I'm going to try to finish this foundation as soon as possible. So I feel like I'm going to be using this foundation a lot for now. Just because I want to not let it go to waste and just use it as much and just finish it before it goes bad. And because it's not a bad foundation, so why would I let it just go to waste? And today I'm going to be doing a very Latina look just because I wanted to go with the theme of drag Latina. This foundation is full coverage and I really like the way it makes me look like I have a tan. I really like the Dragon Beauty Orange Corrector. It really saved me time from waiting for the corrector to dry out. So I get a matte finish for that. It's a really good idea. And it really did cover my beard. And we do our next. Putting foundation on is such a long process just because you have to keep tapping and tapping. But it really is the best method. Like once you start dragging things, that's when like things start getting patchy and they look ugly. So I'm just gonna add a little more to my face. Just because this concealer is kind of this foundation is kind of looking orangey. And I don't like that. I don't know why it's coming out super orange. Maybe it is going bad. But yeah, let's do that. That's the thing about makeup. If like you're not liking something, just like try to fix it immediately. Don't like wait till like you're almost halfway through and then you don't have a way to fix that. I mean, I didn't mind the orangeness, but it was just too much. Like I wanted to look tan, but not orange. Like I'm not trying to be a president. And today I'm planning to do the most. I'm planning to do a bunch of videos for YouTube, and I'm planning to do as many TikToks as I can, and I'm planning to take as many pictures as I can. So I'm planning to really go all out. So wish me luck. So I'm just gonna take my time beating my face today because I am going to be in drag for a long time and I am going to be filming a lot, so I want to look beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. Now that we're done with the foundation part. So because my look is going to be very like a Latina girl, it's going to be very extra. So I'm going to do the most. So we do our concealer and we drag it all the way out here. And then like what I like to do is just bring it out like this. So I can have this like triangular shape. So with my makeup, I always play with shapes, shadows, and lights. I draw in a way where if I was to turn in any sort of way, my shape will not change. Or if I were to be in any kind of light, it would still look beautiful and elegant. So that's how I contour. I think of how a picture would light. If I were to take a picture, how would I want the light to be or the shadows? That's exactly how I paint. And I'm going to use this little sponge because I really like it for getting underneath here and for making it precise. And I do a lot of beading. I don't like to scrub things. I rather take my time and bead. And if that's not working out, we can go for a bigger. So for makeup to come out perfect, it really is about patience. You have to just know what you're doing and be very patient. And you want to make sure that when you pat things, you're not patting and scrubbing. You literally just want to press, 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 press. And do very fast beads. And then if you feel like you need a bigger sponge, just bead with a bigger sponge. And the reason why you just want to pat it is because you need to allow the product to do its job. Just do your technique and allow it to spread however it's supposed to spread. Because if you start dragging it, you're just going to drag the foundation and everything that you have underneath. So it's all about patting and being patient. And that's perfect. Okay, so we do our forehead. With my forehead, I am going to use the bigger sponge. So see, I'm just patting it, and as I'm patting it, the product is spreading everywhere. And that's what you want to do. You want to just pat and let the product just work its magic. Because you're still going to contour here, so it's fine. And then we pat here. I didn't move it. Like, you don't want to sparse it here. You just want to tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And then here, tap, 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 tap. And then here, tap. And the reason why you add this too, you add makeup here, it's because you want the light to be kind of like bringing it down, like in this way. And it might seem like you don't notice that, but trust me, you do. It's all about the little details. Like everything comes together. So now that we're done with that part, so now that we are done with the concealer, we're going to contour. So for the contouring, I'm also going to use a Juvia's Place, and I'm going to also make it as dramatic as possible because I'm doing a Latina look, a very Latina look. Like it might be Chola-ish too, but I'm not sure yet. But I am gonna make it, the rest I'm gonna do it with a brush. So I'm gonna use this brush for the details because I feel like it's too big for me to. And now I'm just gonna blend everything together. So we tap, tap, tap. And like I said, the only way you wanna spread this out is kind of like towards this way. Because once you add it here, you're going to have to do a lot of correcting and a lot of adding more concealer and all of that. So you just want to really throw it to your hair and tap around that. And just tap around here, not bring it around the center. And I saw Scott Barnett's add the concealer here in the ear. So I'm gonna do that too, just to see if it does something. Juvia's Place contours really do come through. I love them. Their contour sticks are bomb. Like this one is a little too light for me or for my liking, but it still, still does its job really well. Cause it's probably the closest one to that I should use, but I like to go a little more darker just cause I like to have a tan look. My nose contouring came out so cute. I'm so proud. This is so beautiful. Definitely get your makeup from Juvia's Place. It's such a good makeup store. I love them. And we contour our... I love contouring my jaw because my jaw is my favorite part of my face. And I actually don't cover it. I like accentuate it because it doesn't look that masculine. I honestly can't wait to buy more makeup from Juvia's because they have so many new products and so many cute little things that I want to try, like their blushes and stuff. But let's continue. So now we did our contour. Okay, now we're going to do our eyebrows. And you guys know my favorite product for eyebrows is Rimmel because it has the cream and the powder. So Rimmel London takes the cake for me here. And we're going to use this Morphe brush to make our eyebrows. So today with my eyebrows, I want to make them really dark and make them really stand out. Like Latinas have very pure eyebrows and their eyebrows usually are like very dark, and like Latinas care about a lot about their eyebrows. I'm going to take my time and make sure my eyebrow comes out super fierce. This is as long as I want to make it. Let me just connect that. Yeah, that's exactly how I want my eyebrow to look. So I do want to make them dark, but I also want to make them very thin because I want to kind of make them look chola-ish, but more like chola fashion. Like I do want to come off like a little bit chola-ish. You know how cholas used to like make their eyebrows kind of like super thin? So I kind of want to mix that whole thin eyebrows with like the way people do their eyebrows now. There we go. Okay. It's getting there. When I do my eyebrows, I like to retouch whenever I feel like it's getting too patchy. Because I feel like it's better to always fix things right when you see them. One thing I do wish Rimmel comes up with, it would be like a product like this, but instead of just one color of powder, I wish it came with like a black, a brown, and then like a lighter brown. That would have been cute. Or like a red for like redheads. Now we're going to clean them up a little more before we add our powder. So I'm gonna use this brush to clean them up. So you grab a brush and in the outer corner, you pass it like this, and we want to do the same thing with this side. We want to just do that. Just kind of around the eyebrow, just highlight it. Really, you're not cleaning them, or you are because you're making them sharper. It's more about adding a highlight. And I used to not put anything underneath here, but the last time I did it, and I really liked that. So what that does, let me put it away. So what this does, not only does it clean your eyebrow, but also I like to pat on it. I don't like to scrub it. So you want to pat. Because like I said, you want to let the product do its magic. You don't want to scrub it around. What this does, it highlights my eyebrow, kind of like it's like a pre-highlight before you actually add the highlighter here. So you pat on it, and this is before we add our powder. So you want to clean them up, and don't worry if it starts like tracing off your line because you're going to add the brown powder from here. So don't worry. This is more just to highlight the brow bone. And because I'm doing it fast, I kind of like just messed it up here too much, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. So after we highlight our brow and we're done with the cream part of our brow, now we're going to add powder all over our face before we finish our eyebrows. So for that, I'm going to use this Juvia's Place powder. And the reason why I'm going to use this one is because it's translucent. And I want to just do a very Latina look today. So I don't want to use the banana one because it's too yellow. And I don't want to use the pink one because I just don't want to use that. I just want to do translucent just so I can stay true to the colors of my foundation and my contour stick, and for it to not change that much, because I really like how my contour is coming out, especially my nose contour. I always forget to contour my nose with the stick, and today I didn't, and it came out super cute. So not only do we want to powder our face, but because I put foundation in my boobies, I'm going to also seal it with powder. And our neck too. So we don't want to forget to seal it because the foundation is like creamy, right? So once you add the powder and set it, it gives it a more skin-like look. So that's why the powder is important to add it everywhere. So you also want to remember to always add all the creams before you add your powder, because once you add your powder, it's over. You can't add any more creams, otherwise it's going to look extremely cakey, broken, and your makeup is not going to look smooth at all. So you always want to make sure to put, like if you have blush creams, contour creams, concealer, foundation, any kind of cream product that you're going to add to your face, you have to do it before adding the powder. That's why it's called setting it, because you set it and that's that. There's nothing else you can do to it. Now that we're done with the powder, we're going to continue with our eyebrows. And I'm going to use a different brush. So I'm going to use this brush for the powder of my brows, just because I want to be bushy. Because I really could use the one I was already using, but no. Let's use different brushes. Ooh, oof, oof, oof. Powder, holy shit. Oh my god, it's so pigmented and so like effortlessly good. It's crazy. Like, this is the best brow powder ever. Look how much color it got with just simply me tapping it twice like this. And just, oof, that's beautiful. This is why Rimmel London Brow Kit takes the cake. Like, literally kills the competition. Because it comes with the cream and the powder. And both the cream and the powder are just so good. Like, so effortlessly good. And they go together like butter and toast. Like, they just go together so well. It's like the powder really complements the cream, because the cream does disappear, but what the cream does perfectly is hold on to the powder, which that's why they're perfect together, because it doesn't matter if the cream is pigmented or not, because it's not going to be seen. So the purpose of the eyebrow cream should just be to hold on to the powder, and this cream does that perfect. Like, look at that, that's perfect. So this kit does work really well. I really do recommend it. It's a product that I've had for 3 years now. It has not gone to waste. Definitely worth it. It's not pricey. It has the cream and the powder, and they just work so well together. Like, usually my brows take so long to make, but thankfully for this kit, it just makes it so much easier, because I don't have to like add over and over and over again because of how pigmented. Like, see, it's just 2 taps and it did all this. That's beautiful. And that's why this powder and this brow cream work so well together. And because this product is so good, I'm almost done. And this is exactly how I wanted my eyebrows to come out. Usually I double highlight them, and just because I know I said that adding cream once you add the powder, that it's no good. But the brows, just this one part, I do highlight it. Actually, let me do it. I wasn't going to do it, but I am going to, just to so you guys can understand what I'm saying, because I feel like I'm not explaining myself right. So we're done with the eyebrows. Really love how they came out. Now we're going to double clean them, I guess. That's how I like to refer to it. I like to say that I'm cleaning them. I don't know if other makeup artists use the same term, but I like to say that this is cleaning them, which is not, because they came out perfect. So the only part you want to add cream after you add powder to your face is right here. This is the only part I do add cream after. Literally the only one. Because it's such a small place, the cakiness does not affect it as much. But the reason why you want to do this is because once you add the powder, the highlight diminishes. So what this does is like brings the highlight right up, and it makes it more, it works with that shadow play that I'm talking about. That brightness and that shadow play, it works perfectly with that. And that's the only place that I do like adding cream after adding powder, because the powder really does take away from it. And this part you want it to really be noticed. Like, on top of all the makeup that you have, like I said, it's all about the detail, and this little detail does a lot for you. So once we do that, I just go one more time. I don't add any more product. I just go back. Okay. And now we're done with our eyebrows. So I've never used this palette before. It's a Natural Made Too Faced palette. And the reason why I want to use this palette is because this palette reminds me of like something that a Latina girl would buy. So because of that, I was like, oh, let me just use that, just because I want to go with that whole theme of Latina. So we're going to start with this color right here, and I'm going to use that for, a lot of fallout for my base. So when I got this palette, I remember thinking of like, oh, this is something that my sister or my cousins would buy, or something that a regular girl would probably like enjoy having. Supposedly it's supposed to have chocolate in it. The fallout is crazy. So I figure I could use it for this video and make myself like a smoky look. And so far this palette is not doing anything. This color right here is literally not doing anything, and all it does is falling off. So, oh my god, the powder just went in my mouth and it tastes like chocolate. It's crazy. Oh my god, this is crazy. It literally tastes like eating a bunch of powdered chocolate. And it's dry actually. It feels really dry in my mouth. Like, I can't believe it went all the way in my mouth. That's how much powder came out of this palette. It literally went in my mouth. Like, a lot of it. And it tastes horrible. Like, it does taste like chemically and chocolatey. It's so weird. And it's not doing anything to my eyes. So because it's not doing, I'm using this pink to use as a base, but it's not doing anything. So I'm gonna use this brown right here and see if it does anything. Okay, a lot of fallout again. And again, it went in my mouth. I feel like all of this product is gonna be going inside my mouth. It's still like in the air, and it's still going in my mouth. Okay, now it's doing something. So that brown is doing something. It's not doing much, but it's doing something. So my head just started hurting really bad, actually. I'm worried. Oh my god. I'm gonna be careful that this powder doesn't keep going in my mouth, because my head just started hurting really bad. And I have so much to do today. Oh my god, I have so many videos to create, and my head is just started hurting. Like, I feel this intense pain right here. And I don't know if it's because I ate this powder. I don't think so, hopefully not. I'm literally not exaggerating, you guys. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because as soon as I started eating this powder, it started hurting my head. And I wasn't even eating it intentionally. The fallout like kept going in my mouth. Ugh. Hold on, I'm gonna stop recording. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore the headache because I honestly don't know if it is because of this product. I'm just going to keep it low and not let it get in my mouth. Ew. Fuck. Okay, so I honestly don't think it's the palette because I'm assuming they made this human safe. And maybe I'm stressed. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's a stress headache, which I'm not. I honestly don't feel stressed out at all, but let's see what happens. I'm just going to work through it. The fallout of this palette is really crazy. I'm not liking it. The powder keeps going in my mouth and it tastes like chocolate, which the taste is not bad, but I don't want to be eating a product. But let's just see how our eye look comes out. So I am going to continue with this. It's kind of like a purple brown. This one doesn't have a lot of fallout actually, which thank God. So I'm going to put this purple right here just because I want to use as many colors as I can in this product. And the look that I'm going for, so this does have a lot of fallout, but it's not as bad as the other ones. And the look I'm going for is more of a brown, smoky look. I am really glad that this doesn't have too much fallout because I really got sick of it going in my mouth. Like, it was annoying. So the first color that I used didn't do anything to my eye. It actually made it just vanish, kind of like if I was using a translucent powder. So it just, I really didn't like the color. It didn't do anything. But the other two, the brown really did do exactly what I wanted. And this like purple color that I'm adding, it is coming through and it is looking pretty. It's not super pigmented, but I don't think this palette is supposed to be extremely pigmented. I think this palette is more like I said, for like a normal girl, like day-to-day use. I don't think the normal girl would appreciate the much fallout that this has. And the fact that it's just not as pigmented. Like, I think the whole pigmentation would not matter if... So I'm going to use this color now. So I think the whole yeah, a lot of fallout again. And a lot of fallout. A lot of fallout. So I'm going to just put it right here. Oh, it went in my mouth again. I kind of don't even feel like speaking as I'm using this because I really don't want this to give me, I don't know. I hope it's not a headache from this product. But so I'm going to add it right here. And I know I was going to mention something, but I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, well, I think the fallout wouldn't be as a big deal if the I think the pigmentation wouldn't have been as a big deal. There were no fallout. But even the fallout, it's still not a big deal. My big problem with the fallout is the fact that it's going in my mouth. Here. Okay, this color is pigmented, and this one I do like. I mean, I don't like the fallout, and I don't like the fact that it's going inside my mouth. And it's cute. The color is cute. I feel like this palette would be the type of palette that I'm only going to be using if I don't make a video and if I'm just quiet doing my makeup, because I don't appreciate the palette going inside my mouth. And if my headache comes from the products in this, if my headache is because I'm consuming this powder, that's gonna be annoying. Hopefully it's just a stress headache, because stress headaches go away and as long as you like calm yourself down. If it's because of these chemicals, I don't know how much it's going to affect me, because I am someone who gets migraines, and migraines have a lot to do with the things that you digest, or like if you go to the pool and there's like a lot of chlorine in that pool, it affects you. So hopefully I'm fine. So because I do want to go for a more smoky look, I am going to be adding a more darker brown. And because I want to try as many colors of this palette. This color also doesn't have a lot of fallout. Yeah, it probably is the one that has the least fallout out of all of them. The palette does smell chocolatey. And I actually don't mind it because I love chocolate. So I love the taste and everything, but I don't think it's smart to be consuming products with chemicals. So I'm not trying to eat it. But I do enjoy the smell. I just wish it didn't have too much fallout, or at least that the fucking powder didn't go inside my mouth. So we want to keep the darkness in our outer corner to help with the cat-like of this. And circular motions really do help the blending. See, even right now, I can still taste the powder inside my mouth. I'm not going to lie, I am enjoying how my eye look is coming out. Like, definitely love the palette. Like, I love the colors and everything that it's doing. I do not like the fallout. I do not appreciate that it's going inside my mouth. So, definitely will be using this palette, but I'm going to only be using it when I don't have to make a video like now. Right now, I'm really just sucking it up just because I'm making this video for you guys. This is like probably the only time I'm going to be using it to make a video while I'm speaking, because I don't like eating this powder. The only time I will be using this palette is literally when I have to be quiet and don't have to speak as much, because this is just too much, like too much fallout and too much. And although it doesn't taste bad, I'm pretty sure eating chemicals is not a good idea. Ooh, but it's looking super beautiful. Ooh, I don't know if I want to add anything else because I really am liking how it's coming out. Maybe just a little retouch. See, when I blew it, all that powder just flew out. So just a little retouch. And I forgot to add powder here. I'm surprised the fallout didn't affect that. So underneath my eye, I'm just gonna do it right now just because I have this idea. So my look today is going to be very sexy, very very smoky. Also about this fallout, the thing with fallout is that if the product is not too pigmented and then it's all falling down, then none of the product is going to stay in for it to do anything. Because I just added some powder here and it literally did not change at all. It's crazy. I'm just gonna go for something more dark, I guess, because it's not doing anything. See, that's more like it. Okay. So because we're boys, we want to add some makeup down here all the time to make out space, because you want to bring your face and make it look like your face is a lot smaller. So for that, you have to make things a lot bigger or more exaggerated. And I'm just gonna use this one for the outer here. I'm just gonna keep it here. And one last thing. I'm going to add shimmer here, but I'm going to add concealer just so it'll set a lot better. So because this Too Faced palette doesn't have a shimmer and I don't want to add a matte for this part, I'm going to add a shimmer from my Laura Mercier palette. And this palette is all shimmers except the matte is white and black. So I'm just going to use one of the shimmers. So I'm using this shimmer right here. It's this like kind of gold. Okay. And just to finish my eyes, I'm going to, well, this part of my eyes, just to like, before I keep going, I'm going to just do a little retouching, and I'm just going to retouch my eyes just so they're perfect. And now that we're done with the eyes, we're going to contour our face and the blush and the highlighter, and then we'll go back to our eyes. So once again, I'm going to use my Morphe face palette and this brush to apply it. So I'm going to just grab a little bit of all of that. So the reason why I'm not contouring my nose with the rest of my face is because I like to do my nose with a different brush, just to do it with more details. And we add some to our ears. So although this would be perfect for a lot of people, I like to use two other different kind of bronzers because, like I said, I like to play with shadows, and this bronzer is a lot darker for me. So we just add a little bit like this, and we just put it out here in the corner. So once we add that, we want to, and the reason why I add a little bit of that bronzer is because I like to play with shadows. And if you bring it down back here, it makes this a lot stronger. So on film, it's like it cuts your cheek and it makes it a lot higher. And because it's so strong, you just want to add it in the back. And it might seem like a lot, but since we're men dressing up as women, it's not. You want to use a lot of makeup to help you. You want to play with shadows and shapes to give you that feminine look. So the last one for contouring our face is going to be this bronzer. And the reason why I like to use this bronzer is because this bronzer has like a pink undertone. So if you just put it all over your face, it like warms it up. Kind of like when you're photoshopping your pictures. I don't know if like a lot of you do this, but you do the warm thing to make your face look like more alive. And that's what this bronzer does. It gives it that little warmth that you look for in that Photoshop. So basically makeup is like photoshopping your face in real life. So this bronzer, because of its pink undertone, it helps out for the face to look warm and alive and not gray. So let's contour our nose. So for my nose, I like to use a brush like this, fluffy but small. So for my nose, I don't use all three of the bronzers. I used to, but not anymore because it comes out too harsh. So I'm going to start with this one, the Morphe Face Palette. And so for my nose, I like to first drag it out down like this. And then I like to bring it up like here. And that, like I said, helps with the shadow. This does not ruin your color here, so it's still gonna look purple. This is more like to use as a shadow. And a lot of people leave this part of the nose alone, but I don't. I add bronzer here, and what you're doing when you're adding bronzer to this part is that you're kind of hiding it with the shadow. So it makes your nose look a lot smaller. And a lot of people fail to realize that because they just want the harsh line right here. But my makeup, it's all about making it look natural. So for the natural look, you do have to stack bronzer on this part of the nose to hide it. And we add bronzer here just to make that tip right here. So with my nose is because I wanted to match my whole face. I add this bronzer that, like I said, it has this pink undertone. And this pink undertone helps it warm up. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but in person, looking at my mirror, it's exactly what I'm saying. It's warming up. So it's doing exactly what I want it to do, to give it that warm look. Okay, and although we're done with the bronzing, I'm just going to blend it a little more just because I feel like it needs a little more blending. It feels kind of harsh for some reason. So let me just blend it out. And lastly, we're going to add some here. And I'm just adding it to this part just to make my lip look like a duck. And now we do our blush. But before we do our blush, I am going to use some powder, and as soon as I apply it, I take it out. What this does is just kind of cut my contour and make this part look more clean and feminine. For blush, we're going to use this Morphe because, like I said, I just want to get rid of this product, and I do love them, so I don't want them to go to waste. And because one of my subscribers said that they do go bad, so let me just use them as much as I can. And we do this face, like a smile, cheese, and we add our blush. So I'm now adding this like really light pink blush. I used to never use that, just because I don't like my cheeks to look too pink. But I don't mind it for this look. Now we just blend it out. That's so cute. And this time I'm just gonna leave it like that, maybe just add a little bit of blush up here. Yeah, that's that. Okay. And for the highlighter, to continue with this Juvia's Place thing, and I'm going to use this one just because it's my favorite highlighter. And it's from Juvia's Place. It has a lot of product. It's one of my favorites. It works. It's like this like rose gold, but it's more like brownish. And I like the brown look. And it's loose highlighter powder, and it works so well. That is so beautiful. And I like the fact that it's kind of brownish. We blend that. I like this highlighter because it has this brown tone to it that it just makes it like this nude, this natural look that I'm talking about. It just makes it blend and reflect. It's really pretty. And I really like how it reflects off my face. Like, it just does exactly what I wanted, and I'm really liking how my look came out today. So now that we contour our face, put our blush, and highlight our face, now we're going to go back with our eyes. We're going to use this liquid eyeliner from NYX, and we're going to do a wing. We're going to do our little wing. Let me close this. And this time I'm going to try to make my wing just really skinny and small. Just because I really want everything else that I did with my eye, I just wanted to pop out more. So I'm going to be quiet. So when I said I was going to do my wing small, the liquid ran up here because I was shaking. So it did come out really thick, and I'm just gonna have to deal with that. But I did make it really small from up here just because I don't want to mess it up too much. Now we're just gonna try to make this one even. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my eyelashes on, and so the eyeliner drip right here, so I'm going to have to use this intense brown, cover it and make it blend because it looks horrible right now. But once I do this and I add the eyelashes, it's not even gonna show, so that's good. So I also did eyeliner drip down here and here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I had to put foundation on top and cover it. So we're going to add our glue to our lash. So like I said, I don't know if you guys seen my past videos, but in the past videos I've told you guys that the glue, you guys have to let it dry out a little bit because you can't let it dry in your eyelid since the beginning because it will like get super stuck to your eyelid that it'll rip your skin once you take it off. So you do want to leave it dry for like just a little bit, just a couple seconds, not too long. So while we let them dry, we're going to add our mascara, and we just add one layer just to have our lashes be strong enough for when so they can hold up the lash. So this first layer is so your lashes will be thick and strong enough to hold up the lash that you're about to add. And we just want to do one layer. So now that that's done, we add our lash. And if you let it dry a little bit before you add it, it'll apply a lot faster and it'll stick because the glue at that point is gooey and it's not liquid. So I put it in the inner corner down and in the outer corner up because my eyes are small. So this helps and my eye looks open and not sleepy. Because if I put them how they're supposed to, my eyes will look like I'm like tired. Okay, really happy how my lashes came out. So before I add the second layer of mascara, I'm going to add some black liner to underneath my eye to make it more fierce and to make it more smoky. So for that I use this NYX eyeliner, and usually I do it before adding my eyelashes, but I forgot. But it should be fine. And this is just to make it more fierce. With the smoky look, you really do want to add the black liner down there because it does help. I really like how my look came out. So now we want to add a second layer of mascara just because we want it to blend with the fake mascara. So we brush them together. And now that we waited that the glue dried a little, the eyelash would not come out. And just like that. there. We add some down here. Okay, so we're done with our eyelash, our eyes, and everything else. We just have left our lips and we're done. So I'm going to use this Kylie Jenner liner. So I ended up using this Morphe lip liner because I couldn't find my sharpener for the other one. So I'm going to combine this two Auntie Voldemort's liquid lipsticks, and I'm going to add this one first, and then I'm going to add this one as an ombre. Super pigmented. And today I'm tracing them bigger just because I want my lips to look a lot bigger. Okay, and now I'm going to add this red as an ombre. So I'm just gonna do dots. So the combination was not what I expected or what I wanted. So I just decided to add it all over. I like to tap my liquid lipstick just to help it dry out more. And it also helps the blending. The only last thing I'm going to do to my makeup look is add gloss because I do want a glossy look today. And it is looking so beautiful. Is that all I want to do? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to put my wig on and put my clothes on, and we'll come back and I'll show you the final look and we'll finish this video. Okay, so to set our makeup, we're going to use this setting spray from Auntie Voldemort. Okay, that's perfect. Really love how the makeup came out. Let me just add some to this part that looks harsh right here, just to help it out a little. But I really like how my look came out. So now I'm just going to put the wig on and put my clothes on, and I'll come back to show you the full look and finish this video. Okay, so this is the final look. I had a lot of things that came wrong with my makeup, but I really like how it turned out at the end. This is the final result. So liner did drip down right here, and I think you can still see it, but it's fine. I'm really content with the way my makeup came out today. Yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys liked it. And right now I'm going to do this video for Drag Latina that I'm really excited to film. So it's going to be up soon. And yeah, I hope you guys like this makeup tutorial. It was like a really quick makeup tutorial just because I figured I could do this makeup tutorial now that I'm doing this video for Drag Latina and to have more content for my channel. I really want to take my time to thank everyone who has been supporting my videos because they're doing pretty well, and I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten, all the love messages. I know that my video got age restricted and I made a big deal out of it. And a lot of my followers and subscribers messaged me to show a little support and tell me to just keep going, and like just all those messages of love like really did like bring me up, and I'm really thankful for all those people who really take their time to just wish me well and to take their time to watch my videos, and thank you all for that. So that's all for the video of today. I'm going to keep it really simple, and but this video is all about makeup. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I just really wanted to thank everybody who supported my videos and just like give a little gratitude to them. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I really hope you guys... Okay, so my phone is about to die, so I'm going to have to finish this video. I just really wanted to thank everybody who took their time to support me. So thank you very much. Bye. Hi, my name is Mary Jane Blunt and you're watching my channel.